Hi, this is Uber here. I'm talking about the recent Diablo 4 beta. So far it's been alright. Playing on this has been pretty okay. I wouldn't say it's been super fun. It's quite the standard ARPG experience. It's not been out of the ordinary per se. I am playing Necro, so compared to most of the other classes, it's probably like super strong. Necro is extremely tanky, has decent DPS, and I would say pretty easy to play. I also find that when it comes to a lot of the skill balance, I don't think any sort of balance exists anymore. So yeah, there's just clearly very strong archetypes right now. And it would be extremely hard for you to find a strong build outside of the ones that everyone else really follows. Necro, this would mean corpse explode. The build just pretty much just centered around exploding corpses. I haven't played any of the other classes, so I can tell you exactly what is wrong. I'll briefly run through the build later. So give an idea of how it works. All in all, I would consider this a less than ideal ARPG experience, considering the fact that I've played PoE for quite some time. And if they're looking for a truly visceral ARPG experience, it wouldn't be found in Diablo 4, unfortunately. That being said, it's not a bad game per se. It just is not as good compared to something as great as PoE. Anyway, the end game for beta, if there is an end game if you call it, is just to run dungeons over and over again, especially dungeons with loads of elites. Annika's claim is actually really good for this. If you want to look on the map, it's here. So just right above, or right below the Bear Tribe Refuge waypoint. So you just run in, clear all the elites, reset the dungeon, it'll port you to the start of the dungeon, and then you run in and do it again, right? And on a Necro, you barely ever die pretty much, because you're just so tanky. So it's pretty straightforward. You probably get about an average of 1 legendary per dungeon run. One thing I've found for this is ideal. So PoE does this a lot better, is you don't really have corpse targeted explosions. You actually have to manually look for the fucking corpse, move your mouse over it, and then click whatever button or skill you want to do. Which is, unfortunately, TPS. Especially with loads of corpses in the box. This entire build is around corpse explosion. You're focusing on you're just pretty much just focusing on getting corpses out so you can blow them up. you're wondering why I'm lagging so much, the graphics card is really old.
I'm not ready.
Graphics card is really old, and honestly, I think I won't be able to run this effectively.
I'm not
Pretty
ready.
much the end of the dungeon once I hit this last elite. All I did was find this shield, drop all these rings.
I need more time.
Hit J, reset dungeon, and then go back to the start. And repeat this procedure over and over again. Okay, I'm going to briefly show you the skills right now so you have a general idea of how this build functions. You're going Reap here. Reap has this special, basically it gives you a 15% damage reduction for 2 seconds every time you hit an enemy with Reap. That 15% damage reduction is I consider to be one of the best in terms of, what's the term for it? It's one of the best in terms of pretty much giving you just raw EHP, right? So damage reduction is extremely good in this game. So I've gone for Reap. Reap also pretty much guarantees corpse forming every 5 seconds whenever you hit an enemy. And it pairs very nicely with Hued Flesh because you hit a lot of enemies and a lot of targets. So that means you're going to drop corpses pretty consistently against large packs. So all the corpses you spawn, you're going to use Corpse Explosion to pretty much do majority of your damage right here. And then you have Enhanced Corpse Explosion for more AoE, and then Plague Corpse Explosion for more damage. I'm also gone 3 the Skeletal Warrior Mastery because I want my Skeletal Warriors to stay alive, and my Skeletal Warriors are important to me because I'll show exactly why later. You go 3 into Adept Embrace because 9% less damage is pretty nice. I don't think this is damage reduction, but you never know. This might just be really bad at defining these things. It could be just 9% damage reduction, but yeah. So this is good too because of the less damage taken. Then you go here, you get Gruesome Mending. So this is just to get you this one, right? So this gives you more healing, which is kind of okay, I guess. It's not that amazing, but what you want is this. So Transfusion Blood Orbs also heal your minions for 30% of the amount. This keeps your minions alive, especially when you especially when you are dealing with quite a bunch of elites, because elites can just pretty much wipe out your minions in multiple AoEs. So this helps you keep your minions alive, and it will work with a specific legendary I'll show you later. Necrotic Carapace, whenever a corpse is formed, you get Fortification. Fortification pretty much gives you extra EHP. You take 10% less reduced damage, and you fortify, and the reduced damage is like I explain. I think what you get is like you get this over shield. 10% of your damage goes with that over shield. That's what I think it is, but not very well written and described here, so I can't really tell you. But that's how I think it works. Since you've gotten this, we only have 3 points left, so you're going into Army of the Dead, Prime Army of the Dead, and Supreme Army of the Dead. So this allows you to reset if you lose all your minions, and also allows you to create lots of corpses. So as you can tell, a lot of it is corpse creation. I don't actually have a core skill, and just like PoE, if you have a damage mechanic that allows you to skip generating a primary resource, skip using a primary resource, you're just generally going to do more damage. So I'm limited, my damage is limited by the amount of corpses I have in play around my enemies. And basically, as long as I have ways to spawn corpses or craft down corpses, I have a lot of damage I can do. So let me show you the Book of the Dead. Skeletal Warriors, you're gonna go Reapers. Why? Because Reapers have a 15% chance to carve the flesh of enemies forming a corpse. So this is corpse generation, obviously really strong. And then you go to Skeletal Mages. Actually, Skeletal Mages are like kinda meh, but this is good only because it allows you to apply Vulnerable. So Vulnerable gives you more damage. Yeah, I wouldn't really say I prioritize Skeletal Mages for that reason. So then you go for Golem. You have Bone Golem. Unfortunately, you can't get Blood or Iron. But for Bone Golem, every time your Bone Golem takes 20% of its maximum life as damage, it sheds a corpse. So more corpses, right? So generate corpses, and then consuming a corpse has 24% chance to spawn a Blood Orb. As you remember, down here, Blood Orbs also heal your minions. So this allows you to keep your minions alive because you're constantly generating and spawning and consuming corpses. This base skills grant 25% damage reduction. This is pretty much stacking with your sweep. So that is a 40% damage reduction, which is pretty insane. If you played enough PoE, you know any amount of damage reduction is going to be insane, especially if it's percentage based. If you get it higher, it's always going to be. I'm not sure if this is multiplicative or additive, but whatever it is still pretty good. Your maximum of Skeletal Warriors is increased by 2. More Skeletal Warriors means more corpses being generated because they are Reapers. And the rest are kind of like meh. I could probably get better ones. It's just right now this is what I have, and I'm hopefully looking for more or better items. So pretty much. I actually have no idea what summoning minions means. I'm not sure if this applies to my current minions, but I assume it does. But if it isn't, then I'll have to fix that. So my skill bar is Raise Skeleton, Corpse Explosion, Decrepify, because I have +1 from curses, so +1 rank of curse skills. And then Army of Dead. I have Golem on left click, and then I have Reap on right click. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. I'm just running this dungeon over and over again to get legendaries. There's not much else you can do in the beta, to be honest.
I'm not ready yet.
Hey, what the hell? That's weird. Oh god, it's bugged out, isn't it? Okay, so that's all there is to it about the Necro build. It's not too bad. Give me a sec. Alright, okay, let me. Why is it going here? Never mind.
I cannot do that here.
Wait. Oh, it's because I hit shift. That's so weird. Okay, that's all there is to it about the build. I consider Necro probably the tankiest build in D4. Given that you have so many toolsets, a lot of tools to keep yourself alive. In terms of damage, as long as you can generate corpses, you're probably going to do pretty sizable amount of damage. I think you do less damage than a sorcerer, or a pretty well spec'd out rogue. But still, I would say that for balance, like as a balanced character, Necro is probably like a super good character pick. Now onto the nitty-gritty details about whether or not this is a decent RPG worth playing. I don't think so. I really like the art style. I think the art style is super nice. Like, if you want to compare the art style of this to like PoE, I think this definitely looks better than the PoE. not really, but yeah. I mean, PoE in terms of graphics, I think this is better than PoE, it's better than D3. But in terms of the ARPG experience, yes, it's kind of, the action is nice, it's quite smooth. But the problem I'm facing here is that, like, in terms of the RPG experience, it's not quite there. Like, there's not a lot of customization. You don't feel like every build is unique. Edge. Yeah, when you have multiple elites clustered together, it can be pretty gnarly. But as you can see, even with the whole bunch of elites clustered together, even though my minis died, I still pretty much feel alive. Yeah, that's because the build is tanky. Will I be paying $70 for this at launch? Probably not. I think it will coincide with like Diablo 3 expansion, or middle of the league, probably Path of Exile. And if you ask me to pick between this and Path of Exile, I'll probably play Path of Exile. Holy shit. Why would I be playing this? I mean, maybe I'll play it because I have friends playing it, but I mean, I would personally play it. I don't think it's worth the $70 you put in. I'm happy to be wrong. I mean, I did play D3 and I did play D3 quite extensively, but I don't really have high hopes for this. It looks like it looks like a very pretty phone game. That's what I would describe it as. It looks like a very graphics wise and design wise, it looks nice, but it looks like a phone game. It plays like a phone game. That's how I would describe it. It's almost as if they're looking for a Diablo Immortal version port for this essentially. As unfortunate as it sounds. I mean, I'm more than happy to give this a try later down the road if, you know, people tell me it's nice to play, but I don't really have high hopes for this. I'm pretty sure this, they will still, I mean, Blizzard will still sell loads of units, but I don't think this quite scratches the ARPG itch for a lot of people. This corpse targeting, it's terrible. Can you imagine, this has actually been fixed in PoE with automatic corpse targeting. Now here, manually scroll your mouse over the corpse. I'm not sure how the end game is like for this, but given that the itemization system seems pretty rudimentary, fairly rudimentary, given that a lot of the skills feel very, it doesn't feel well thought out. Like there is no balance here technically. Like you're pretty much just going to play one or two skills that are really broken. And whenever this game releases, and like every other skill is just gonna be ignored. I feel. Kind of makes me feel like this is not quite that interesting to play. I don't know. I'll probably play the beta a bit more, maybe because I've not really that much I have left to do in PoE. There's no new events, and really only going to start another, what was it, 3 weeks I think? I'll start mid-April. So yep, Necro is pretty strong. Alright, that's pretty much the end of the dungeon. Let's see what I got. Was it a glove? Nope, it was, oh, a focus. So it was this one. Balance deals 25% damage per lanced enemy. Times 25? No, was this? Times 25%? Increase. Oh, okay, got it. That feels kind of meh. Alright, that's all there is to. I hope you enjoyed this brief Diablo 4, whatever you call it. Play it for yourself. Decide if you want to play this, but for me, probably not. Alright, I'm out.